Hey y'all, welcome to Robin on the Farm. Did you know that it's recommended that we store at least 400 pounds of grains in our long-term food storage? That is a lot of weight of food. Now that can include wheat berries, rice, pasta, oats, barley, and corn. Those are the main ones. It's recommended that we store somewhere between 25 and 60 pounds of rice per person per year. For me, rice is one of my favorite food storage items because I really use it. I use rice all the time. So I store probably way more than I need to. This is one of the ways we store it. We also store it in big buckets. And these Never Tin cans come in these cases, case of 6, if you order it online. You can order it online from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints website. They have a food storage part, and you can get on there and order stuff, and it'll come in these cases. These weigh 5 pounds each, a little more than 5 pounds. So a case would be 30 pounds. So per person, you'd only need 2 cases of rice to have like the minimum amount. Or you can store it in these buckets. We have lots and lots of rice stored in these buckets. Put in Mylar bags and then put in the buckets and then sealed up. So those are good for at least 30 years. These also will be good for at least 30 years. And I'd say even longer if you keep them in a nice, dry, cool spot. This rice bucket weighs about 33 pounds. It's a 5-gallon bucket and it weighs about 33 pounds. So you could get by with only having 2 buckets per person of rice. Now we have a family of 6. It's me and my husband, and we have 4 kids. And so we have a lot of food stored, but I love food storage. I think it gives me so much peace. When my husband and I got married more than 20 years ago, immediately we started getting our food storage, our long-term food storage. And it was kind of neat because we didn't just get food storage for 2 people back then. We went ahead and got food storage for 6 people because we were planning on having 4 kids, and we just decided just to start getting it. And that was a way that we prepared for our kids, even way before they needed it. But that's given me a lot of peace. We've lived through a lot of stuff in the last 20 years. I mean, I'm trying to think, the things that I have felt peace for having food storage have included snowstorms, where we've literally been snowed into our home. Back when we lived in Colorado, we were 45 minutes from anything, back on country roads that weren't plowed. I mean, we couldn't get anywhere. We've had hurricanes. In Georgia, we would get bands from the hurricanes and even actual hurricanes that would come through there. Lots and lots of rain, scary storms, tornadoes, ice storms, power outages, no water contamination, job uncertainty. We lived through 2008, and my husband was a builder, so that was a time where we were doing great, and then all of a sudden the bottom fell out. So having food storage has really given me a lot of peace. Also, the pandemic. I mean, the pandemic was like the ultimate test of my food storage. I did not want to go anywhere. And in fact, I didn't go anywhere for 4 months. Me and my kids did not leave the farm for 4 months. And I'm pretty proud of that because I didn't have to leave. We got to stay home. We got to play. My kids, every day we were milking cows, milking goats, playing with babies, bottle feeding, going kayaking, shooting archery, shooting shotgun, gardening. I mean, we were doing so much, and it was like pretty much the best time of my life, which that's kind of a crazy thing to say during the pandemic, but because I think a lot of people had a lot of troubles, but we're able to stay home. We stayed totally healthy. Looking back on it, it probably wasn't that big of a thing, but we were able to stay home and enjoy our family, enjoy our lives. And that's because I didn't have to go to the store at all. I had so much food storage. I had everything under control. And so it was kind of neat to be able to really put it all to the test and use it. So anyway, rice is one of my favorites. We had this really good fiesta chicken last night. And it's chicken and rotel and beans and corn and cream cheese and some taco seasoning and that kind of thing. So I made a big crock pot of that, and we also had it for lunch today. My husband took some for lunch today, and we don't have quite enough for another meal, but I'm gonna make some rice and I'm gonna kind of stir it in there, and we'll probably eat it with some pepper jack cheese shredded on top. So for a meal that cost me less than $4, it has fed us for 3 meals. So having rice is definitely a meal extender. And in a pinch, you could just take some rice, open up a can of soup, heat up the soup, pour it on top, and you have like a pretty good meal. Anyway, I'm gonna show you now how to make rice in the Instant Pot. It is my favorite way to make it. So I'll show you now. Okay, if you've never made anything in an Instant Pot, a great first thing is rice because it is super easy. I use my Instant Pot for, number one is rice, number two is hard boiling eggs, and number three is probably chicken and then meals. But I definitely use it to make rice far more than anything else. If that's the only thing I could make in my Instant Pot, it would still be worth it to have an Instant Pot just for making rice because it's so easy. So I'll just show you. I am gonna add, this is my rice bucket I keep in my pantry. I'm just gonna add 1 cup of rice. Stick it in there, 1 cup of rice. Then I already have 2 cups of water. Just pour it in. If I wanted to double it, triple it, whatever, I could do 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water. It doesn't really matter how much you put in here. It'll still cook the same for the same amount of time. Okay, so put the top on. Put it to sealing. That's in the back. You'd have to push it back, sealing. And then you just go to rice, 15 minutes. It's kind of all preset for you. And there it is. Just a second, it'll beep and it'll start building up pressure. It'll take 15 minutes once it reaches pressure. And then you can quick release it, or you can just let it sit there for whenever your meal is ready. So it's been about 35 minutes since I started the rice, and it came to pressure in about 5 minutes, cooked for 15 minutes, and then this L15 means it's been done for 15 minutes, basically. It's been keeping it warm. So let's see. I'm not sure if it's gonna have any pressure to release, but I'll release the pressure. A little bit. So you wanna wait till that's totally done before you open the top. That'll keep it from exploding on you or anything. I have never had any problems with my Instant Pot. I think they've made them pretty safe now. Okay, turn it. You kind of want to look out for the steam because it's really hot. The rice is done. It looks amazing. It's almost like sticky rice. It's really good. My family loves it. Whenever my kids' friends have stayed for dinner, they've always commented on how much they like my rice. So I guess it's pretty good. Anyway, I am gonna use this rice to stretch out our meal from last night and make another meal for tonight. I really encourage you to store up some rice. Those little tiny bags of rice at the store, those are 1 pound bags. I think you can get 2 pound bags, 5 pound bags, 10 pound bags, 20 pound bags. Try to build up your food storage so you have at least 60 pounds of rice, I think, per member of your family. And if you start doing these things, I think it's going to give you some peace, some mental peace in knowing that you're doing what you can do to help your family. This is such a time of uncertainty. There's crazy things going on all around the world and in our own country and in our own little towns. Sometimes you have to just do what you can do. And for me, that includes having food storage, having food in my home for my family. There it is. That rice totally extended this because there's no way with the amount of food that I had left over that it was gonna feed all 6 of us again. But this way, we're probably gonna have leftovers again, actually. We're all gonna be sick and tired of eating it by the time we actually run out. But anyway, I am grateful for rice. I am grateful that the Lord gave us something that grows and dries and can be stored in our homes for more than 30 years. It's a pretty amazing thing. But if you enjoy this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and I will see y'all next time.